Well, have you picked out some good ones first, Miss Lake?
Yes, I have. I've picked out some excellent books.
So I'm with Julie Lake, who is a children's book author and journalist. And for the last couple of years, you have been creating and running the library here at this primary school.
Yeah, in the Austin Independent School District in Texas.
In Texas. And she had worked at her daughter's high school library as a volunteer for many years, and then as an assistant librarian. They encouraged her to apply for this opportunity, creating a brand new library for this brand new primary elementary school campus in a portable building. Kind of a daunting task to create a library from scratch without anybody telling you how to go about it.
Well, it was really exciting. You know, of course, you've been in lots of bookstores and libraries, so you have your idea of what you want it to be like, and you want it to be a welcoming place. It was a little challenging because the majority of our kids spoke Spanish, and I didn't speak Spanish. So there was the language barrier, and then also just trying to find books in Spanish. You know, you can find pretty much every title in English, but a lot of the books you would just feel like would have to be in a children's library. You can't always find in Spanish, but there are other good choices. So that was really the challenge, was getting the books I felt like we needed, or something close to it, in the languages we needed to have them in.
Julie is also a really good analyzer of children's picture books, and she's very interested in them. And we've got some books here. We're going to be looking at them from both an entertainer's point of view and a writer's point of view, because Julie is an author. She also loves the art and the design, having been in magazines and publications herself and done editorial work. We'll be coming at the picture books from a lot of different perspectives, and an educator's perspective.
Yeah.
Because Julie's wrapping up her teacher certification process as well.
Yeah, and I think that's been one of the interesting things about being in this place, is I had come at books originally as someone trying to write books or reading stories to my children, and there are very different places that books are enjoyed, or different situations and different audiences, and those different places and situations and purposes all kind of need different things from the books.
The same books have to serve many functions.
Yeah, and so sometimes a single book can do all those things, and sometimes the setting it's being used or the audience really draws you to one book as opposed to another that you also love. But one is more suitable for one situation, like a story time to preschoolers, and one is more suitable to read over the course of several nights to a child.
How many story times every week to different grade groups? It's a big part of your job, it seems like, Julie.
Yeah, about 14.
And you've got to keep their attention for a whole 45-minute period, or?
For shorter than that. Part of the time they're in here, they're choosing their book. We have a song, so there's multiple things we do in the context of a story time, depending on the grade. We do pre-K, which would be 4 years old, up to second grade.
Up to second grade.
At this school.
And this is the little story circle. And this is kind of a highlight in the kids' school day. You don't have to say that yourself, but I'll say it for you. They do come here. It's not quite a class for them. It's more of a time for them to let their...
More like an enrichment time.
An enrichment. And they appreciate it as such, don't they?
I think they do. They seem to enjoy coming, and they really love looking at the books and picking out books.
Now, do all the different grade levels appreciate story time in the same way?
I think they like it. You know, they bring different things themselves to it. Like the older kids can focus longer on a story. The younger kids have a shorter attention span, but sometimes they're more responsive to the story. You know, if there's a refrain, you know, repetitive words where they can say some of the words. The younger kids really love that. Or if they can make animal sounds or something. You know, the second graders aren't as much into that.
And because this is a Title I school and a bilingual campus, means you're sometimes reading some of the stories or parts of them to the kids in Spanish?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Or just at least reading it in English, but having a question or two or an explanatory sentence in Spanish, you know, saying, oh, so such and such happened, or the lion went such and such.
Okay.
To explain.
You got some favorite wordless books?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
And what's interesting, initially I was sort of apologetic about wordless books to my kids, like, because I was thinking, oh, they need to be checking out books to practice their reading, which of course they do need to be doing. but I was thinking, oh, well, they would love these wordless books, but I shouldn't be putting them in their direction because they really needed books with words to practice. But what's interesting about the wordless books is they still very much have story with them. And what I found you can do is you can encourage children to write their own story about what's happening in the story. So it can become this really excellent writing prompt for them and something they're very interested in because they love the book by that point often. If you've shown it to them, if you've presented it to them.
Ah, okay, great.
So,
well, let's take a look at these.
Yeah.